Welcome back everybody, my name is Gnome, bringing you yet another Mortal Kombat X tutorial. This tutorial is going to be teaching you how to use Cassie Cage's Brutalities. So without any further ado, if you would like to see a specific brutality, feel free to hop on down to the description below where you'll find timestamps to help you get to each one of those brutalities. Otherwise, if you are interested in learning all of Cassie Cage's brutalities, then stick along with me. I'm going to be starting with the Hollywood variation, and we'll see you there. Alright guys, so first up we have the Between the Eyes brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Cassie Cage's variations. Now what's key to doing this is you need to have at least 50% of your health remaining. If you do not meet this requirement, you of course will not be able to pull off this brutality. Now finally, you want to be standing in jump distance when you go to perform the final hit on your opponent, and the final hit itself should come from a single shot, which is back forward X or back forward square on the PlayStation. Now as usual, I will be providing you with an example. So here we go, back forward X or back forward square should look exactly like that. No problem, and really that's all there is to this brutality. Again, just make sure you're standing at the right distance and that you have at least 50% or more of your health remaining, and you should have no problem pulling off this brutality. So again, back forward X or back forward square. Let's give it a go. Boom. There we have it, my friends. Very easy. Quite a simplified brutality, if I do say so myself, but it does fit the style of the Special Forces, so we can't really complain in the long run. On to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Hats Off brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Cassie Cage's variations. Now what's key to doing this is you are not allowed to lose a single round during this fight, or you will not be able to pull off this brutality. So again, if you make it to round 3, chances are you very likely have already voided your opportunity to do this. Now, you want your final hit itself to come from kick abuse, which is diagonal down forward X or diagonal down forward square. And if that input sounds confusing to you, make sure to look at the screen to visually see what direction that arrow is pointing to make this less confusing for yourselves. On the PlayStation, it is diagonal down forward square. Now, as usual, I'll be providing you with an example, and what's key to this is you need to make sure you hold up during the final transition of this combo. So here we go. Diagonal down forward X. Simple as that. A very flashy combo for such a little input. And really that's all there is to it. Just make sure you hold up during the final hit. So here we go, once more time. Diagonal down forward X or diagonal down forward square. And if that sounds confusing to you, make sure to look at the screen. Look underneath my health bar. You will see the exact moves you need to be able to pull off to do this. Here we go, my friends, and make sure to hold up. Boom. There we have it. A very nice acrobatic brutality. I like it. Nothing too flashy yet again, but again, there's only so much you can do with a character who's in the Special Forces and focuses on a lot of physical and ammunition-related brutalities and fighting styles. On to the next one. Alright guys, so next up we have the Pop Goes brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you need to be in Cassie Cage's Hollywood variation. Now what's key to doing this is you need to perform at least 4 nutcrackers during the match, and they have to hit. So that means don't just perform them, but make sure they come in contact at least 4 times with this move. Now, you want your final hit itself to also come from a nutcracker, which is, again, key to doing this. So here we go with an example, as usual, and it is back down A or back down X on the PlayStation to do the nutcracker itself. And there we have it. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4, my friends. And once you've connected at least 4 nutcrackers, you simply can go for the last one once it is time. We actually just so happen to work our way up to that, so here we go. No directions have to be input, simply connect 4 nutcrackers beforehand and you'll have no problem doing this. So here we go with our final nutcracker. Boom. Blew his head right off. Not a good way to die, I must say. I would not want to get hit so hard in the junk that my own head blows right off. Get hit in one head just to lose another. Get it? Haha. Anyways, on to our next brutality. Alright guys, so next up we have the Beatdown Brutality. In order to perform this Brutality, you need to be in Cassie Cage's Brawler variation. Now what's key to doing this is you need your final hit to come from a 3-hit combo that ends with the Takedown move, which again is exclusive to the Brawler variation. Now this may sound a little complicated, but I promise you this is definitely one of the easier Brutalities that requires a combo beforehand, especially compared to someone like Devora in her Fly Swatter Brutality. Now here we go with an example as usual. And we're going to begin with the Around We Go combination, which is YBY or triangle, circle, triangle on the PlayStation, and it should look something like this. Simple enough, very easy to do, and very powerful if I do say so. Next you're going to move on to the Takedown move, which is back forward A or back forward X on the PlayStation, and it should look like this. Simple enough, not too hard at all, and then we're going to put the two together. So here we go. And it's as simple as that, honestly. Not that hard. If anything, hop into training, give it a practice a couple times, but otherwise, you should have no problem pulling off this Brutality, even if you are fairly new to combos or new to the Mortal Kombat game in general. So here we go. Ooh, almost missed it. There we go, my friends. And there we have it. Definitely fits her military training and how they have both physical and training with guns. So there we have it. On to the next one. I think it is our final Brutality, and we'll see you there. Alright guys, so last up we have Half Day Brutality. Now in order to perform this Brutality, you need to be in Cassie Cage's Spec Ops variation. Now what's key to doing this is you want to perform at least 5 American ways during the match, and they do not have to come in contact with your opponent, you just need to perform them, in this scenario at least. Now, when you are ready to finish off your opponent, get to about a jump distance away, and the final hit itself should come from your target paint special enhanced ability. Now, because this is enhanced, you of course will need at least one special bar to do this. So as usual, I'll provide you with an example. Now, for the American way, it is down back X or down back square. And you'll know, of course, you got it right if you see her salute, and you will hear a light trumpet noise in the distance. And for anyone who's not familiar with this move, what it does is if you watch the special bar, you'll see each time you do this salute, you will get at least a little bit of special bar filled. Now, the reason I am taking pauses between its uses is because there is a cooldown and you are not able to spam it right off the bat. And this is for obvious reasons. They do not want you, of course, to fill up your special bar in like 2 seconds just from saluting in one place. Now, that should be about 5 or 6 salutes. Now, next, what is important is the target paint, which is down, down X or down, down square, and then the right trigger or the R2 button to enhance it. So this is what it looks like normally without the enhancement.
Cleared hot.
Simple enough, and this is what it should look like when you enhance it.
Target marked.
So you'll see the key difference is that it comes in diagonally, and your opponent will be marked with a green laser. That is very key. You want that one to be happening. So really, that's all there is to it. At this point, I believe we have exactly the requirements to finish our opponent. So remember, get to about a jump distance and use your enhanced version of the missile summoning, which is down, down X or down, down square, and then R2 or right trigger to enhance it. So here we go, my friends.
Target painted.
Boom. Very nice. I really like this Brutality. Definitely my favorite of her 5, just because it is so brutal and, you know, very gory, very messy, and I very much like how it fits her Spec Ops theme while still providing, you know, it's called a Brutality. You want some brutal, you know, experience to come from it. So there we have it, my friends. Hopefully this tutorial helped you guys out. If it did indeed help you out, please leave me a like or a comment down below letting me know what you thought or what you might like to see from future content. And if you'd like to see more content in general, feel free to subscribe, because I promise you there's plenty more coming. So thank you all very much for joining me for this episode, and we'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe, stay happy. And there we have it. As you can see, Devora now sports a beautiful red costume, and as does Kenshi. They just so happen to both be red, and not all alternatives are red, and not all alternative costumes will be as visually different as these, such as Sub-Zero. He only gets, a lot of his costumes go from dark blue to a